What is up, y'all? So, I feel like I'm losing my mind a little bit. Like, I'm laughing, but I'm dead ass serious. I have been, well, I don't say like it's something that's happening all the time, but I forgot some really crucial shit over the past 2 days. And this is like the second time this has happened. It scares me enough to where, like, I made an appointment tomorrow because I'm ADHD. I've always been like that. I've always taken extreme measures to help myself out because I know that I can be forgetful. It's not an uncommon thing for me to be forgetful. So I'm one of those people. I have like 1,000 alarms. I have like 3 or 4 alarms to wake me up because I know I have to wake up in stages. Like I'm not a jump up and get up. Like there's a certain like I need an hour to slowly wake up. At least an hour to slowly wake myself up over time. Um, I make a lot of notes. I have all kinds of dates saved in my calendar. When I see something, I write it down immediately because I know that, it's gone. But it becomes a problem when I see something, I write it down, and then I go back and I look and it's different than what's on the paper. That I have a problem with. That scares me a little bit because either my mind is at the time moving so fast. Like the only thing that I can account it to is like for instance, if I know I have to be up at a certain time in the morning, I always set my alarm before I go to sleep, like hours before, if I can help it. Because I know if I set the clock right before I'm about to go to sleep, it's going to be wrong. It's going to be wrong. Not always, but say I got to be up, say I have to be somewhere at 7 o'clock in the morning. Now, cognitively, I know I'm going to set my alarm for probably about 5 because I know it's going to take me some time to get up. It's going to take me some time to get there, get dressed, etc., all of that. So I would set my alarm clock for 5:30, maybe 5:45, 6. It depends. Like if it takes me like 30 minutes to get there, I can get ready in 30 minutes because, I don't have much to do. But so I leave myself an hour. But if I'm in sleep mode, like where my mind is ready to go to sleep, I set my alarm and I say, "Oh, I got to be there for 7." My mind will literally set my alarm for 7 o'clock or set it for 6, which is a bad idea because I know I need time to wake up. And so those are the only time I make those types of mistakes, um, is if I'm in sleep mode. The types of mistakes that I have been making have been days where I don't know what day it is. That's not uncommon either. Most of the time, I know what day it is. I don't know the date. Ask me what the date is. Who knows? Who knows? Ask me what day it is. At least 90 to 80% of the time, I know. This is like this is a problem, but it's one that I've taken measures to actively deal with. I have been getting dates confused twice in crucial moments that I have now lost out on. And that is a problem, a really big problem. I don't know if it's the only thing I could account it to cognitively is that if it is a cognitive thing or something going on with my brain or whatever that's not serious, is that I must be in that sleep mode where my mind is not thinking clearly, or I see one thing, but my mind thinks something else. And like I said, normally that's not, it worries me. Like, when it's not even downplay it. That scares me because I've never done that before. I'm a very, probably considered a type A personality. I like to be on top of things. I like to make sure that um, I have things together. And over the past while, things have been falling apart, which I can deal with things falling apart. I can't deal with me looking at something and not being able to process that properly. If you telling me a certain day or date and I'm writing something totally different, that's scary. That's really scary for me. For me. And I'm not gonna lie, it's enough to I wasn't gonna do therapy or psychiatry because I kind of already know how it's gonna go. Um, I'm like, oh, look like I got it's my lashes. Ooh, they look like eyeliner. Distraction. But I kind of know how it's gonna go. Um, I kind of know the things that they say, and it's like it's if you go to therapy, they'll give you like things to try to do to help you better process a situation. If you go to a psychiatrist, they're going to want to drug you because neither system is built to actually help a person. It's only meant to help you cope. And a professional told me that. Like the person who was trying to help me told me that. It's like, well, therapy really isn't supposed to help cure you or anything like that. Like, we're just here to help you deal with the symptoms. And I'm like, well, what the fuck is the point of that? That's just like saying, I'm bleeding out on the inside. But instead of you going in and fixing the problem, you just put sutures over the wound and I continue to fucking bleed out and give me a bunch of medicine to help slow my blood production in my body or something. You know what I mean? Like the logic doesn't make sense to me. And so I generally try to deal with things myself, but I know when I'm beaten. Like I know when I need a little bit of help. And I need some help with that because that's not me. I feel like I've been going through this slow, steady breakdown of self on a more, I don't even want to say spiritual. Like before I would say I'm spiritual, I'm not really anything right now. But one thing I am and have been is I do trust myself. I trust myself to know what's best for me and to be my own guide over anything, even if I go kicking and screaming. With kicking and screaming in the middle of the night, I still I still trust myself. I trust that I have my best interest at heart. If I go in and I say, what was up with that? Um, maybe, I wasn't supposed to be doing that. I wasn't supposed to be going to this place or that. And I can accept that, but not when it affects my life, my finances, things like that. I can't accept that. I mean, I can accept that if that was the case, but I need to understand why or how to better deal with that because I can't have that affecting my life. I mean, if it is, I need some sort of alternative. But I do realize that something in me is changing. Um, I don't exactly know how to explain what's happening. And I'm also got this cough thing. I don't know if that's a cold or I took some cold and flu, but it still wasn't helping much. So I think it might be allergy related. That's a whole nother thing. But that's totally unrelated. Um, but I know that something in me is shifting and I'm not exactly sure what or how this is happening. I do know I need to go to I definitely do need to do my well woman's. I haven't done that this year. I've been avoiding it mostly because I don't know what doctor to choose. Like I have a doctor that I've been going to years before, but I hate that doctor. Like I can't stand that lady. Um, I went when I was younger because it was just in networking. It was easy, but I can't stand that lady. And the lady that I was going to, she doesn't even work at the place that I was going to. So I'm gonna have to find a new doctor for that. I definitely have to go and figure out this um, stuff with gastroenterologist, especially when it comes to food and not processing food well. That's been an ongoing issue, especially when I eat meat. I swell. If I eat too much meat and bread and not eating enough vegetables, I can have this buildup where I have like a lot of gas. It's probably TMI, but whatever. Where I have this like gas bubble. And I'm like, and I can hear it gurgle, 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 like all the way down. So that's an issue, but that's money because they would have to do some tests and they probably would put me on something, and that's extra cash. But I know I have to get all that done. So there's some things that I definitely need to do. But this brain thing, that's not going to work for me. I'm a person who generally prides myself on at least having my basic shit together. And when that starts falling apart, we got to deal with some things. But again, I know that I'm changing. Something in me is changing. And I have been keeping up with my exercise. I exercise pretty much every day. Not for long periods, but pretty much every day. And I feel like whatever this change is, it's definitely coming in how I see myself. There are a lot of old things that I've been really reevaluating in terms of what I deal with on a continuous level, that background stuff continuously repeating itself over and over in my mind. Sometimes it's audible, sometimes it's not. I can just feel it, you know what I mean? And I'm starting to question the logic of a lot of those things when it's like, I know what you're saying is not true, but I don't have any evidence to prove that it's not. Or I can prove that it's not, but something is refusing to believe it. Like, you know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried about shit like that. Cause, honey, I have my shit together for the most part. Like things that I need to know or remember or whatever. And I don't know if that the internal stress that I've been under has hit a critical point where it's now affecting my memory or something else or whatever. But I booked an appointment for tomorrow and an appointment with my doctor, hopefully over the next week or so. Because, no. So your girl is tripping. Straight up tripping. And I feel like the sad part, I think, for me is that I feel very alone in whatever it is that I'm going through. There's no one that I could talk to that has in my opinion, a fully well rounded point of view. I feel like when you talk to doctors, they're just here. You can talk to spiritualists, but they are not doctors. You know what I mean? Like they're not trained doctors. It's like my ideal person to talk to would be someone who is trained in not just the mind, the heart, and has a connection to self. That is such a rare find. People who aren't just moving on books, people who aren't just in the woo woo spirit realm. It's very hard to find really well balanced people who can who can think and actually feel at the same time, have a intuition that they actually follow, you know, um, and who can actually hear what a person's saying versus hearing it and processing it like it's, you know, more information rather than feeling what the person is actually trying to say. So I hope that I get someone like that. I don't know. That's one of the reasons why I hate therapy. Not because of what it does, but because I feel like a lot of times the people who are doing it are just as fucked up as you. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's a problem for me when you can't give me the help that I need. But I'm hoping that I want to be wrong on that. Um, I don't want to think like that. You know what I mean? It's just my experiences. But I hope for the best and I trust that um, I have chosen the best for me for right now. And like I said, that's what I normally do. And I just don't get what's happening right now. I don't understand it. But all I can do is do my best, and that's it. Anyway, thanks for listening. Love you. Bye.